24th. First item of business that I have on my agenda is approval of minutes. So you've received minutes via email for February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 17th, and 18th. So you had some good nighttime reading. Representative Neighbor.
Thank you. I will not embarrass Fran this time. Madam Chair, I move passage of the minutes for all the dates you just rattled off.
All righty. We've got a motion from Representative Neighbor and a second by Representative Mosier to pass the minutes for the dates that I previously read off. So all in favor say aye. Opposed, no. All righty. Thank you for that. So no bill hearing today. We're just going to look at House Bill 2149 and look at working that bill. So if you could pull that up on your computer, or if you have a paper copy, take it out. And we'll open that bill up for discussion. The short title of it is Permitting the Secretary for Children and Families to permit individuals in certain circumstances who have been convicted of certain crimes to reside, work, or regularly volunteer at child care facilities licensed by the Secretary. We've had some discussion outside. Does anybody need an overview of this? Okay, I think we'll skip that part, but we will we'll have Jessie available for questions if we need her on any of the language in the bill. So, is there any discussion, any amendments? Representative Vaughn.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thinking back to when we originally had this hearing, I know we heard from a lot of proponents and families, and then we also heard Greg Smith from the Johnson County Sheriff's Department and Ed Klump from the Kansas Association of Chiefs of Police, who had some concerns about the types of crimes that were listed. And so I think some of the work that was done outside was DCF getting together with those individuals in order to come to a compromise. And they have done so. And as you remember back, some of those changes that they talked about and that we were interested in are included in this amendment. And I can briefly talk about that before handing it off to Jessie to give the official overview. So some of the concerns that the committee and the sheriffs originally expressed were the severity of the crimes eligible for exceptions. And so this amendment would limit those. That would include severity level 1 through 5 felonies, any crime involving a child victim, drug felonies level 1 through 3, and all of those would not be eligible for an exception. And then this amendment would also create a panel through DCF to review requests that were submitted under this exception. And a concern that I had and just wanted to inquire about as well was the ability for families to appeal or ask for a review of decisions that were made that they may not have agreed with. And so this panel, through rules and regs, would have the ability to do that as they write those. So I appreciated that. And then the sheriffs had also requested that DCF reach out to prosecutors in criminal cases to gain additional context on the crime being requested for an exception. So that would be included as well. And then the other primary concern we had was the definition of a child care facility and it being relatively broad. So this amendment would remove congregate care and limit it to family foster homes only. So with that, I would see if Jessie would mind giving an overview of the amendment for us.
Jessie, are you available?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Representative Vaughn. I emailed that amendment just now to Fran for an electronic copy, And in the meantime, I will share my application and put that amendment on the screen. So as Representative Vaughn stated, she went over most of the amendment. So what this amendment will do is it will strike all of the language after K that was in the bill. And instead it will put except as provided in paragraph 2 at the discretion of the internal panel, which is established by DCF and rules and regs, a family foster home, limited to a family foster home, and that is defined in KSA 38-134. That is licensed or applying for licensure may be exempted from the provisions of subsection A1, 2, or 8, which is the prohibition. And if the panel determines if the exemption is in the best interest of the child in that family foster home and does not present a safety concern. As the representative stated, the panel will not grant an exemption when the person who resides, works, or regularly volunteers at that family foster home has a conviction for severity level 1 through 5 felony, a crime that involves a child victim, or a drug severity level 1 through 3 felony. And then lastly, the third part of that section will be 10 days prior to the final decision of the panel of the exemption. The secretary will provide a written notice of that pending exemption to the county or district attorney in the judicial district where that conviction occurred. And I'm open for any questions on the amendment.
Okay, committee, do we have questions regarding the amendment? Lindsay, we need a motion yet. You want to make a motion regarding your amendment?
Yes, I would like to move that we add this amendment to the bill.
All righty. You guys, you're so quick. Okay, we have a motion from Representative Vaughn, a second by Representative Neighbor to amend the bill. Is there further discussion? Questions regarding the amendment? Representative Wagner.
No, thank you. I think this is a really good amendment. I really appreciate the representative taking the time to do this because these really were the main questions I think people had from the hearing. I just want to clarify. So it's basically on page 4, all the stuff in italics is taken out, and this is what replaces it? Am I understanding that correctly, or what exactly is being taken out from the existing bill?
Jesse, you might be able to
Yes.
answer that better than I.
Yes. Thank you, Representative. Representative Wagner, yes. So in line 34 on page 4, all of the italicized is going to be taken out and replaced with this block. So you'll have K1, K2, and K3 now in that subsection K.
And that's the only change to the bill?
Yes.
Thank you.
Further discussion? Okay, Representative Vaughn, you can close on your amendment.
Thank you, committee. I think this bill is really important, especially with these provisions provided in the amendment. I think it will increase outcomes for children in foster care by expanding kinship placements and then also supporting youth with complex needs and their families who love them. So I urge you to support this amendment, and I close. Thank you.
Okay, committee, you've heard the motion to amend House Bill 2149. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no? No. The bill is amended. The amendment passes. So we're back on the original bill. Is there discussion? Representative Neighbor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would move that we pass out House Bill 2149 as amended. Favorable.
Okay, we have a motion to pass out House Bill 2149 favorably, and a motion by Representative Neighbor, second by Representative Hoy. Is there any further discussion? Representative Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say I had some real issues on this bill, but I appreciate our chairman's information and also our ranking minority leader, because I trust both of your judgments so well. I will vote yes for this with the understanding that much of what we're doing in this committee will help us to continue to oversee DCF. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And thank you for the comments. We really appreciate it. Any further discussion? Okay, Representative Neighbor, do you want to close on your motion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a real quick comment. I applaud the representative that brought all entities together to reach an agreement. Sometimes that's hard, and sometimes it takes years. So you did it in a very short period of time. With that, Madam Chair, I would move my proposal to pass out House Bill 2149 as amended.
Okay, you've heard the motion to pass out 2149 favorably. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. No. The ayes have it, and the bill is passed out. And I'd like to echo the thank you for the work on the amendment, and really appreciate the willingness from the law enforcement and DCF to get together and do some really good work on this. So with that, that is all we have on the agenda. Tomorrow is yeah, so it's down as call of the chair. I think that at this point, I'm not planning to have a meeting tomorrow. But watch your email, and I would make an announcement from the well if we are going to during session tomorrow. Okay, with that, we're adjourned. Thank you, guys.